Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to 7.2. This is it, last one. Happy Earth Day. I hope this finds you quite relaxed yet focused at the end of the semester. It's probably kind of pretty frazzled. Shouldn't be worried about this class, though, are you? Look, you've got 4/5 of it done already, and all you gotta do is the last one. Anyhow, okay. I gotta, gosh, my notes are really disjointed right now. Let me start by giving you this link that I will include. ASU retains top U.S. spot for efforts towards UN sustainability goals. I think, well, a number of students have a sustainability component to their research. This should be interesting to all of you. And again, the crest, the the forks. Um, take pride in your soon to be alma mater, right? Okay. So, just so you know, like I said, I opened up the kind of everything. I'm still deducting 50% if you like turn something in like 2 weeks late. I hope you find that to be fair. Again, remember it's points. Remember it's 700, 800, 900 for C, B, and A. No one will miss a grade by, a dozen points or less. I'll always round up and figure out a way to get you that higher grade. But it's up to you again to check those grades, check the scores to make sure I didn't miss anything, especially in terms of Easter eggs, things like that. Okay, which by the way, I didn't even put my Easter eggs in here, so I'm gonna have to do that when we get to it. Um, okay, so oh yeah, science email. These things that I um, I've kept, and I went to a talk once, and just to give you this, I took these pictures off the guy's PowerPoint. I'm going to show you this science versus pseudoscience, debunking pseudoscientific claims, Maxim Sukharov, Arizona State University. It was interesting because as you've gotten to become better consumers of knowledge in this class, I think you can admit that. Um, that comes with a responsibility, a superpower, if you will, to not pass around garbage, that's not true. Be discerning. Um, so the little comic strip there, by the way, is a guy says, "Sorry, I'm late. I was abducted by aliens," and his wife says, "Well, dinner isn't ready anyways. I was also abducted." Okie dokie. But the next slide is outline science. What is it? Scientific method, which is basically how to go through to how we're doing it. It's a scientific method. You stay with the truth as what we know it. Misinformation, how hard is it to debunk a myth? And then there's I guess I just wanted to, for an example, terminology. A fact is a close agreement by observers about the same phenomenon. So a fact, just I want to really be clear, drill this down. A fact, it's not here saying that it's proof of anything, like never going to change. I mean, it was a fact that the sun revolved around the earth. It was a fact that the earth was flat. It was a fact at one time or another. And these things have been debunked. We advance as a society. But a fact is a close agreement by observers about the same phenomena. A hypothesis is an educated guess, presumed to be factual until it's supported by experiment. Scientific if there is a test to prove it wrong. A law or principle, blah, blah, a theory. Okay, let's get into, I just want to talk about this one. You might have seen this product. I've seen it so many times, like in Walmart and stuff like that. Uh, it's called Airborne. Some of you may even have purchased it. Uh, Airborne bologna, he says. So to be discerning. Airborne was created by a school teacher, and the Airborne's creator is Knight McDowell Labs. Victoria Knight McDowell is a school teacher, and her husband, Ryder McDowell, is a script writer. Instead of hiding their lack of credentials, They boast about them on their webpage, created by a second grade teacher. It's right in the main text. So we may automatically think, oh, it's got to be great. What does that mean? Second grade teacher. So I'm just giving you examples of what it is. So conclusion, he says, stay skeptical but creative, use scientific method. Remember, extraordinary claims must be supported by extraordinary evidence. Oh, I'd love to see Bigfoot. I've been around, since I was a kid reading about that. Nobody's come up with it yet. Loch Ness Monster. Aliens. I'd love to see it. And as more things come out, we need extraordinary evidence, right? Okay, coolness. Glad we did that. Let's do Easter egg 1. I'm just going to say be discerning. DISCERNING. Be discerning. It means, I'll look it up in dictionary, so I'm not even going to wing it. To discern is to distinguish. Distinguish with something, right? So you're distinguishing fact from fiction. You're looking a little deeper in what you see. These are my important words I want to leave you with. Okay. So you're doing IDS integration here. What does it look like? It's still hard, isn't it, to figure out what it looks like, what it does. But you're doing that. You're pushing yourself. Okay. Just think about what this isn't. I might have mentioned this last week, but think about if you just did this with intradisciplinary, one discipline, how different it would look. Just think about the difference between multi and inter, okay? Okay, making connections and critically thinking to put it together, whatever it is. It's critical thinking. You're looking around and into something instead of just looking at something, okay? There's all these different kind of metaphors I try to use, I guess. Okay, I have, we've got, 4 days left. Class is going to be ended Monday. Try to get your everything in. I know one final paper is already sitting there. Try to get everything in this weekend. If you got to have Monday, I get it, but don't be pushing too late on Monday because you can run into trouble, and we could run into trouble. All right. So far as this project goes, this is only one way to research. I know a lot of you get this, but I want to be really clear on that. It's one way to research. It's Tanner's 5 steps. I don't know who's ever used it. We found a text. We liked it. Went with it. I said, this is so much better than the research project design we were doing before. So I went with it. To my knowledge, nobody else teaches it in the system. I think it's to your advantage. I think a lot of you have come to appreciate that you can see things like this. Has anyone ever heard of IPDE? 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 There's a very humorous video from Family Guy. If you look it up, IPDE Family Guy, it's actually hilarious because when I taught my sons to drive, I learned IPDE like in high school, 74, 75 when I was learning how to drive. IPDE is identify, predict, decide, and execute. And I remember from a brochure sometime back in the day, when you learn how to drive, you should identify, a situation, predict what might happen, decide what to do, and then execute it. So it was just something that stuck with me all my life. And I've gotten some of the feedback from you on that discussion board. It sounds like some of you are going to take this with you, which is great, and kind of use it as a structure in your mind that when you see things, you look at something, you think about those steps in any conceptual way you want to, okay? I know that the discussion board, in case you haven't done it yet, I'm just looking for your impression on the entire IDS experience. Doesn't have to be about this class. Doesn't have to be about me. If you do what you want, but that's what kind of I'm looking for, your IDS experience. I'm going to change it probably next time. I'd rather have you do the evaluation. It shouldn't be an either or. Do the evaluation. Today's the last day. It has to be done. I'll check to see how we're doing. But as I said this morning, it was at less than 50%. 4 out of 9, 4 out of 10, 0 out of 9, 10 out of 14, 9 out of 15, and 4 out of 8. Cheers. We made some improvements. I'm glad. I appreciate immensely you taking the time to do that. Okay. Let's make sure I didn't skip anything. No. Okay. Check for us. I guess I want to just congratulate you on going through this academic rigor. Some of you mentioned that in your feedback. I know it was tough. I do. I know it was hard. I just sat back here and laughed my, no, I didn't. Okay. It's academic rigor and there was a lot of formatting issues. I know this and you'll tell me here and you'll tell me in the evaluation and I don't have a problem with you telling me. I know it. And I did mention at the beginning. And so be proud of how you got through it. Be proud of how you improved. You stepped up your game to a new level that you did not have coming in here. Just consider for a minute how much more you know and have accomplished in this class than my next 302 class that starts in May coming in, the newbies, the rookies, what they don't know and what you know now, how to do this. Okay, there's probably many different ways to do integrative research. This is just one of them again. And I don't want you to just say this is how you do research. This is one way to do research out of a myriad of ways, but it still is, and you did it. Okay, you demonstrated academic rigor. You pulled in. You know what peer-reviewed sources are now. You know the difference. Can you see the difference? The sources you used in your step 3, step 4, whatever about peer-reviewed journals compared to Wikipedia, compared to any sites that are just informally for anybody and everybody, right? Um, and so to move that through, I understand it was difficult, and frankly, I wish all of you could take this class again right now because you would just crush it. Because you'd be so good at it by now. Because so many of now, that's why I do a lot of yak in the beginning. I try to prepare people for the full context, but they don't really get it till we get towards the end. They're like, "Oh, I see what we're doing. I see this. This makes sense. This will help. This is the toughest course I've had, but it's probably the one I learned the most in. Feel like a college student. Feel like you've accomplished something. There was no freebies here. Okay, a third of you are going to get A's in this class. All right, and another two-thirds you are going to pass the class. Okay, people who are doing it did it. So let's see what I talk about here. Another interesting research I'm going to put up from the conversation: lab-grown embryos in human monkey hybrids, medical marvels or ethical missteps. Very interesting. You guys got a heck of a world coming for you. Easter egg number 2, let me see, I did 1, so let's just throw Easter egg number 2 in here. And on this one, let's say, let's just go with, I'm going to go with forks up for want of a better, go with forks up, number 2, okay. We're at 12, 13 minutes. Just want to make sure, because like I said, my notes are all over the place. Right. Yeah, the classwork was not make work. So looking at step 5 or the final paper, I mean, let's get into something practical, right? If you have any specific questions, I've been getting them. I try to answer them as quick as I can. Good questions, ask away, boom, I'm going to tell you. I don't have any time to mess around now. Okay, step 1, I could really critique you and do this, do that. I'm not doing that now. You've came along with me and you've improved, you did the work. Now let's go. Okay, yes, look at the final paper, see how it's laid out. Don't give it short shrift. Put all the all the sources in one works cited, alphabetized, re-alphabetize all of them. Take your step 3 sources, put them in there. Okay. All right. Look at your data, your survey, analyze it. Think about what you're finding there that you might not have seen coming or things you did see coming. Okay. For example, what if I was doing research on vaping or something? I took a survey and well, as expected, survey participants under 30 overwhelmingly practiced vaping than those over 40 or 50. Consequently, and again, it depends what I'd survey about smoking, about cigarettes, cigars, marijuana, vaping. You can picture some things, but hey, there might be some things that are surprising too. So you want to analyze your data and then think about it holistically. Okay, what if you only thought about a smoking survey through health? But now what you're thinking about it, health and sociology, or where, there's a social peer pressure thing going on, and there's a health thing going on, and there's people that are making trade-offs, sacrificing this for this. Um, okay, so I think that would would work. So send me the questions. I'm not gonna get into it. It's there. Everybody knows what they're doing, right? Um, Let me show you my Carmel sticker that I got from Carmel there. Uh, and if you look, I'm going to tell you what it says, but it says imagination is more important than knowledge. No, I'm not going to say hogwash. Of course it is. Imagination is more important than knowledge. You need the knowledge probably to articulate the creativity, articulate the imagination, to articulate the idea that comes from imagination. Everything we're looking at, everything from this laptop, everything started with an idea. All started with an idea, just an idea, imagination. You need the knowledge to put it together, though. Okay, so that should do it. I'm going to get out of here. You guys take care. I just got season tickets to the Phoenix Rising. If anybody goes out there and see me there, if you see me out in public, please let me know who you are pretty quick, because I was also a sergeant in corrections and hate to have you be a former inmate coming after me. It's tough who you are. I hope we get a graduation ceremony. I hope you get a chance to come. Uh, that's about it. It's been a pleasure to watch your growth as academics, as scholars. You know, I think I can't tell you how proud I am to have taught a class like this, that just because it's a big class for me for this. And you took it along, you moved it along, you're going to come up with some darn good papers. Thank you so much. Easter egg number 3 has to be congratulations. Even though when you write it, you're congratulating yourself, which you should do. All right. And keep in touch. If you're going to grad school, keep me in mind. If you need a letter writer, I'll be happy to do it. If you need a reference, I'm happy to do it. You staked your claim in my class. You did a lot of hard work. You deserve the lifetime benefits that come with it. All right. Cheers. Okay. Forks up. Peace.